Good morning, Lemon Land, Lemon Nation, the Lemon Heads. I'm so glad that you guys are here. So here we were just sitting back, minding our own business, when all of a sudden a civil war breaks out among the Magas. It is crazy. We have a live broadcast that we're gonna talk about now. We are live, so I'm so glad that you guys are here. So welcome to the Don Lemon Show. Welcome to our hot topics, as we call them. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you managed to check out of the news for a while. I did for a little bit, but I mean, it was some juicy stuff. I had to do a couple emergency posts on the TikTok and on the, on the Twitter and all. Not on the Twitter. I'm not on the Twitter anymore. On the social media. Okay. So, but if you did, I'm sure, look, you missed out on a lot of stuff. The MAGA Civil War that we discussed last week, it has expanded to even more characters. More folks are taking side on it, from Steve Bannon to Fox and Friends to Donald Trump himself, Elon Musk weighing in. There's like all kinds of, they're calling each other names. I mean, they're calling it, look, I want to introduce a fabulous co-pilot today. She's going to be with me the entire show, and that is author, political commentator, and host of Sirius XM's The Reecie Colbert Show. Reecie Colbert, welcome. How are you?
Hey, Don. How you doing?
I'm doing. How you doing? So listen, they've done everything. Like, they haven't called themselves like the N-word of MAGA yet. Like, what would that be? I mean, they have been calling each other names.
Yeah. Crackheads. All kind of. I said crackheads. Y'all crackheads now? That's crazy.
Who said crackheads?
Well, okay, so allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, because these Republicans are litigious. Elon Musk allegedly has a burner account, an alternative ego, Adrian something or another, who was in this X space, ranting about how ungrateful, how ungrateful these MAGA people are, referring to them as effing crackheads. Yeah, saying that they should be grateful that he gave them a voice. So that's an escalation, I mean,
he hasn't fessed up to the burner account yet, has he? But it certainly does sound like him, and that he uses a voice modulator or something.
A very poor disguise, because it sounds like him to me. That's why I say allegedly, but I think we know, like, wink, wink, nod. We know that that's Elon. So yeah, I think it's those are fighting words. If you call a black person a crackhead, like, we throwing down. I'm not gonna take that laying down. So I don't know how MAGA's taking it, but it's getting intense.
All right, it's getting intense. Let's get people up to date real quick, because I'm sure most of you know about this, but even the president-elect Donald Trump has finally spoken out, weighed in on the Civil War, driving this wedge between the growing factions in MAGA and the MAGA movement, throwing his weight behind his new pal, political pal, really, is Elon Musk. So his inauguration is about 20 days away, a little more than that. And this White House, before it even gets started, looks to be in crisis. So this is all over these H-1B visas, okay? Mm-hmm. Which allows certain groups of folks to come in, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And so they're not happy about it. It allows what? Highly specialized folks to come in. Is that what it is?
That's the claim, that it allows for these exceptionally talented, highly skilled workers from overseas to come in and fill these jobs, this void that people like Vivek and Elon are alleging exists, this intellectual void that Americans are not filling. That's what they're claiming it to be.
Okay. And so, but basically what they're saying is, because look, Vivek, it started when Donald Trump nominated or appointed this person, this Indian American, not like Native American, but from India, to become the head of AI, right? Yeah. To oversee AI in the country. And he is a proponent of H-1B visas, and he is also Indian. And so folks got real racist on social media. Mm-hmm. Vivek had to weigh in. Vivek, if we could just put up this tweet, and then we're going to get to it, because I know most of you guys know. We can put up, this is Vivek weighed in and said, this is basically calling Americans lazy. But he wasn't speaking about black people, correct?
Well, when they say Americans, we know that we're excluded from that. They say Black Americans. They don't normally say Black Americans. They say the blacks. So the fact that he just said Americans, It's already indicative of his target audience. He tried to throw Steve Urkel up in there a little bit, try to add a little DI into his insults. But the reality is, when he's talking about American culture, he's talking about white culture. Let's just speak truth, okay?
Mm-hmm. And so he's saying, tell me what he's saying.
Well, he's saying that basically the American culture is venerates the dumb jock, it venerates mediocrity, and that's why, Americans are not educated enough to fulfill or provide these skills that H-1B visa workers provide. Now, to
Mhm.
be fair, H-1B visa workers are highly skilled and educated workers. So there's no disputing that they are specialized in terms of their skill set and that they're educated, but the notion that those skills do not exist in America, I would think that, American exceptionalism and Maga, Make America Great Again, America First, that those folks would have an issue with it. So
Mhm.
essentially, but that kind of pulled a Bill Cosby, pull your pants up on white America and say that you
They
guys are
lost
walking
their
around.
minds.
Yeah, So,
He said, pull up your pants. They lost their minds. He
oh
also
yeah,
said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
oh yeah.
And they were like, wait a minute, what? Now, the interesting thing is that we'll get into it. They love it when these folks do this about black folks, but when they do it about white people, MAGA loses their damn mind. So
Oh
let
yeah.
me give you a cast of characters here. So Vivek weighed in and did this. Then Laura Loomer lost her mind saying, wait,
Ooh,
what? Right? Oh,
yes.
did Laura Loomer, was Laura Loomer first? No, it
Well,
was,
she was going at Elon. Uh-huh.
she was going at Vivek.
Oh, she was. Okay.
She said that these bros, and then she would, but Elon, she just said it was these tech bros that
Yeah.
they're enriching their own pockets, and that's what Doge is about, rather than looking out for the American people. And so then, it was back and forth between her and Vivek, and then I think Elon weighed in, and then she went on to Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon has been leading this coup as well, claiming that the system lets companies exploit cheap foreign labor at the expense of American talent,
Mm-hmm.
particularly white men. Okay. So is Doge, as a Laura Loomer says, is Doge a way to cut spending or redirect the spending towards pet projects of tech bro billionaires? It's looking like the latter, to be honest. Hey, let's convince the peasants that we are saving them money as we enrich ourselves. Then, when they find out and speak out, we will have the Indian mods ban them, meaning the moderators. And I think she's saying the Indian moderators on Twitter,
Oh, not
they
that.
banned her. Yes, there you go. So I don't know if her account is still suspended. It may be back. I think it was gone for like 12 hours. So it may be
Yeah.
back up now. But they took her down and they suspended her and all kinds of things. So she was upset. Okay. Donald Trump then finally weighed in. Elon Musk weighed in, as you said. Elon Musk, and he said he's been using names that I would rather not use. That you said you believe it's Elon Musk.
Well, allegedly he has.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
reportedly, allegedly.
Reportedly, allegedly.
Okay, this is in the Twitter spaces. So there's so many characters involved. Okay, so Donald Trump finally weighed in. Donald Trump says, I've always been in favor of visas. That's what he told the New York Post in a phone call. I have many H-1B, which is HB1, actually, but he can't even get that right. Visas on my properties. I have been a believer of H-1B, HB1, but whatever, we get it. I have used it many times. It's a great program. Okay. So then dozens of patriotic conservative blue check accounts rushed to criticize the incoming White House chief over his ever-changing view on the matter and accused him of betraying those who are faithful to the MAGA movement. Okay. Even Michael Savage, is MAGA DOA dead on arrival? Asked podcaster Michael Savage on X. He added, Trump supports H-1B visas for foreign workers. Conservative lawyer Jenna Ellis, remember she was behind him and the whole Trump and the whole breaking into the Capitol and trying to overturn the election. Why is Trump going against his own policy on immigration? And then she put a link to his campaign platform on the matter. Then conservative influencer Colin Rugg pointed out that Trump loves legal immigration, noting that the 78-year-old has a Slovenian wife and used to have a Czech one too. Suffice it to say, Trump's input did not quell the MAGA rage, because this is what Trump originally said back in the day. Now he's saying he loves the HB1 visas now, or as he says, 1B. Look at what he said back in the day.
H-1B very well, and that's something that I frankly use, and I shouldn't be allowed to use. We shouldn't have it. Very, very bad for workers. And second of all, I think it's very important to say, well, I'm a businessman, and I have to do what I have to do, and it's sitting there waiting for you, but it's very bad. It's very bad for business in terms of, it's very bad for our workers, and it's unfair for our workers, and we should end it.
Okay, that's what he said. That was back in 2015.
Yeah.
And then again, let's put this up. I've always liked the visas, he said. That's what he said. President-elect Trump on Saturday in a post told the New York Post he supports immigration visas for highly skilled workers, appearing to side with Elon Musk in the rolling intra-MAGA debate on the issue. I've always liked the visas. I've always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them, Trump said by phone, referring to H-1B, the H-1B program, which permits companies to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program, added Trump, who restricted access to foreign worker visas in his first administration and has been critical of the program in the past. So first he was against it and now he's for it. Why is he backing up Elon Musk and not the MAGA people, Reecie?
Well, Elon Musk is his sugar daddy. That's number one. Let's just be honest. He has bought and purchased the Oval Office. But can we just real quick talk about Donald Trump's businesses? Because remember, this is supposed to be for highly skilled, specialized labor that you cannot find in America. Donald Trump has hawked steaks, Bibles, AliExpress perfume and cologne, gold tennis shoes. There is not one single item in Donald Trump's portfolio that an American person, even a crackhead, could not provide services for. Okay, he is not doing nuclear engineering at Mar-a-Lago. All right, he's putting out cheeseburgers and French fries to his golf guests. So the fact that he's using H-1B visas shows his hypocrisy. He is not about America first. So that's number one. But number two, of course, the billionaire bros, it's actually a compliment to them because they're really the billionaire oligarchy that we now have coming into this country, are gonna win every single battle. He has a cabinet full of billionaires and millionaires and media personalities. And for all of the talk about how Democrats don't know how to talk to regular Americans and how they're elitist, this is very much giving elitist energy, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, but also the MAGA folks are saying the exact same thing, which I don't know how this is going to end or who's going to win out. It appears that he's going to, I guess, just continue to side with Elon Musk. I told you that Mark Levine is calling this. Mark Levine is saying that these are media promoted fights. This is not a media promoted fight unless, and I can explain to you why it's not a media promoted fight, Mark Levine, unless you would call Steve Bannon the media. Is Steve Bannon the media? Because Steve Bannon is saying, how dare you, Elon Musk? We have a full screen. How dare you? Is that he's saying it's the media's fault? Really? Okay. So he's saying, how dare you? And then Bannon went on his radio show and said, you need to honor this country. Here it is.
You need to honor this country, and you need to honor the citizens in this country. The citizens in this country are what provided the platform for you nerds even to exist. Because in the predatory nature, the Darwinian environment of the world as it is, you would have already been crushed and destroyed.
Reecie. What is going on? Seriously. I don't know what is going and who's going to win, because I don't know. Are the MAGA folks really going to go against their dear leader?
No, because they need the money that Elon and these billionaires have. I mean, let's just be honest. And I spoke about this on my radio show. Billionaires have used MAGA racism as an instrument to gain power and to distract their minions with the fact that they want to cut Social Security, they want to cut Medicare, they want to cut all these programs that MAGA people actually benefit from so that they can get their tax cuts. I mean, trillions of dollars in tax cuts for the Elon Musk and the Viveks are coming, and MAGA Republicans are going to be all over it. And so the deal, though, the implicit deal in that was, yes, you're going to strip away things that help us, but you're going to hurt the Blacks, you're going to hurt the Latinos, you're going to hurt the immigrants, and you're going to make America white again. And so the betrayal here is not in that they're not coming up with policies that are actually boosting white America. The betrayal is that they are saying that we're going to maintain the status quo where we're giving other people the ability to come over here and take these jobs that we deem are for us. And so they didn't sign up to continue to have to compete or to continue to be left behind, because really a lot of them are feeling left behind, and to some degree there's some data to back that up. So that's where the real betrayal is, but there's absolutely nothing that they can do about it.
Well, are we agreeing with Laura Loomer? I mean, in an alternative universe, it feels like, and also Ann Coulter in a sense, because they're saying that they're kind of, are we agreeing with them?
I'm not agreeing with the merits of the argument about H-1B visas. What I'm agreeing with is that they ran on a platform of not just restricting illegal immigration. Be clear, Project 2025 was very much about reducing illegal immigration. Donald Trump in his first interview talked about how he wanted to get rid of birthright citizenship. And so what they're talking about now, and how, well, immigrants are building this country and diversity is what's helping us, and meritocracy this and blah, blah, blah. That is not what MAGA signed up for. No way, no doggone how. Okay?
Would Vivek even be here if it wasn't for birthright citizenship?
No, he wouldn't have been able to run for president. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much this is like an isolated thing. Like, okay, give us our H-1B visa workers, or give us death. I don't know if it's that, or if it's like skirt. Now all of a sudden we're gonna talk about, let's keep that door open for legal immigration that Donald Trump and all of them ran on closing. That's what I'm interested in seeing, because I haven't heard the word racism come out of so many billionaire Republicans' mouths until this H-1B visa conversation came up. Before, it was all about reverse racism, which doesn't exist. And now all of a sudden, when we're talking about Indian immigrants or even Chinese immigrants that didn't get as much, airtime, now all of a sudden, oh, we shouldn't be racist and we have to eradicate racism. Musk, please. That is not what you guys care about.
When you said skirt, it reminded me of I think it was one of your original tweets about this, or maybe the original TikTok. Can we play it, because you explained it, I think, very succinctly?
Hey, MAGA, did you hear the South African billionaire president?
Oh, this is a second one.
Yeah, this is a newer one.
That's a newer one. Do we have the first one or no?
Hey, MAGA, did you hear the South African?
Oops, that's the same one.
I've been having a lot of fun.
I'll find it.
We have the original. We need the original one. But this is the one. You're having fun with this one. So Elon Musk weighed in. We'll talk about it. Elon Musk weighed in saying, if we can put up the full screen, it says, after Bannon and all this, he said, F yourself, MAGA.
Oh, yeah. Correct? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So, and then the reason in America, okay, that's what Elon Musk said. The reason that I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and F yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, to the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. And then Steve Bannon said, someone please notify Child Protective Services. Need to do a wellness check on this toddler.
But But listen, I mean, it's funny to see them rip each other's heads off, but it's also not funny the fact that we have billionaires that own Washington Post, own the LA Times, own X. You know, Trump even has Truth Social. That part is not so funny because they have successfully crafted an alternative universe. Kellyanne Conway dubbed it alternative facts. And that was appalling. We were all like aghast when she said that. But we've been living in an alternative facts universe for so long now because these billionaires are controlling the reality that many people are buying into. And so the fact that he, even though I despise Lori Loomer, and I don't care if you eliminate her subscriptions or eliminate her, whatever, the fact that he is wielding this power, starting off first, surprisingly, at other Republicans, is a sign of what's coming down the pike, that even, you know, people like you and I who are in the media and we're talking about these issues, the kinds of ways that we're going to be under assault. So I'm getting a kick out of it, but I'm also paying attention. I got my eyes open. I'm being woke about just how far these people like Elon Musk are willing to go to silence any kind of dissension. It's given like North Korea and other places where free speech is absolutely not a thing.
Yeah. Well, let's just play the one that Andy, play the same one that we played, and then we'll go back to the newer one. But the one where you talk about Musk. This is the one that we said was the wrong one. Now play it because I want to hear Reecie. Here it is.
Hey, Maga, did you hear the South African billionaire president call y'all crackheads? Y'all crackheads now. It's not enough that y'all are not qualified, that you lazy, you unmotivated, you're not intelligent enough, you're poorly educated. Now y'all whole ass crackheads. Who should be thankful that he gave y'all voice? It's very much giving Miss Millie you people energy, except for now you people are the crackhead MAGA people. Good luck picking cotton in Elon Musk America, because apparently that's all y'all good for.
Reecie, that was because using this, put it up and then freeze it for me, please, Andy, so I could read what Reecie said. But pretty much, this was on the Twitter Spaces that you talked about, and you said that Elon Musk is using a cheese voice modifier. That's what folks were claiming, all right, online, and they were reporting this modifier on his Adrian Dittman account, saying MAGA will have to effing deal with it because Elon is the only one to give these effing, you know what, as you call them, crackheads, a voice. You ungrateful MFers, seriously, get over yourselves. And then, so why do people say that this is Elon Musk?
You know, allegedly he has these different alter ego burner accounts.
We actually had this conversation. If you can find it, Andy, I think we did it on Friday. We had this Twitter Spaces one, somewhere in the system. If you guys can find it, and it does sound like him, and it does sound like him using a voice. What do you call it? A cheesy voice modifier?
Yeah.
No, but it's allegedly him, reportedly.
Yeah. So that's a screenshot from somebody else's tweet, right, who recorded the conversation. But it sounds like, I mean, he has a very distinctive voice, right? So it's like, you know, I don't know why this person who is the unelected co-president or incoming president doesn't have the balls to just state his, you know, opinion with his whole chest. He has to do this whole thing, but this is all a game to him. And I said this before. We are not living in the same universe as Elon Musk. He is so filthy rich that this is all like some sort of like Sims thing for him. He can play around with different voices and different accounts and different platforms and different companies and people's lives because he's so much wealthier than everyone that he's ever in the room with. And so I just think that this is all a big game to him.
Yeah,
but
well, I think this is a Twitter Spaces. Yeah. Then I'll let you continue. Here it is.
Okay.
Well, I think he is a pariah because let's look at his life. How many times he's been married? He has a trans daughter. He's for universal wage. Brother, this is not a conservative. This is not a conservative. Now the snowball is moving. We're going to bury this guy. Within 6 months, we're going to force Trump to let him go. Keep up the pressure.
Yeah, I saw that with the A20.
Well, that's not him. That's not the one. But that's the ones they want them all to think. No, there's one that sounds like him. I think that we had. That's not the one. That was the one of folks on his own platform saying, you know what?
We got to pack him up. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, he was posting yesterday. Oh, can you guys post positive, uplifting content? And it's like, Elon, you turn this place into the hellscape shithole that it has become. Yeah, he did. He posted wanting people to be positive. He's not really cut out for the work of really being hands-on in the government. There's a reason why the Sheldon Adelsons and all of these people they throw their money and they stay in the background. There's a reason why the president of the United States rides around in the Beast and has 24/7 Secret Service protection. There is a reason why people are, they're living in a different kind of reality when you're playing with people's lives. And I don't think that Elon has fully grasped this because he's an internet troll, the same way that JD Vance, who's disappeared. I don't know if he's shining Trump shoes at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what he's doing. But these people are internet trolls who have been vested with extraordinary power, and they still don't get really what they have gotten themselves into. So I would be more concerned if I were them about just the Pandora's box that they've opened, because a lot of these MAGA people are cray-cray.
All right, this is, what is it? Adrian Dittman, aka reportedly, allegedly Musk. Here it is.
Proving it more than anyone. By the way, we know that there's several federal grand juries going on against Elon as we speak on the self-driving car fraud that he did, which killed people on our freeways. So yeah, we can have a conversation about Elon.
So 100%, man. I think I understand what your position is. You just hate Elon and you're just looking for an outlet to push that into.
I can't wait for him to get to jail. I don't.
He's not a criminal. You're a fucking idiot.
I want him to stop.
You sound like the Discord. You sound like the discount rip-off Wish.com version of Keith Olbermann, who wants to fucking arrest everyone just because they don't agree with him politically.
No, I don't think so. I've actually.
You're like more pathetic than he is because he actually has a job.
I've seen the files on Elon, as have a lot of people who are in here who've done intelligence work. We know that he's very close to the
intelligence work. You're sounding very smooth-brained for that kind of level of work. Just saying, man.
We know it. It's not a secret. And by the way, increasingly we're doing analysis on people using voice modulation technology on X. So we know who.
You know how retarded you're going to sound when, like, one day who I am is going to come to the surface and you realize how wrong you are about all this?
We already know who you are. Just to be very clear about
who am I?
By the way, Elon Musk,
who am I?
And we know it full well because we've had your.
This guy's so fucking stupid. You know, for a second there, you had me like worried or something. No, man, I just realized that you're like right back in the trenches. You're like so deep in the trenches. You make the crypto trenches look.
All right, we got Clint Russell in here. So, Clint, do you have anything to add?
That does sound like him, doesn't it?
It does. And look, these people are not as stupid as Elon seems to think that they are. There are white MAGA Americans that actually have a measure of intelligence.
So the Newsweek has written about it. Who is Adrian Dittman? Why some X users are convinced it's Elon Musk. It's been written about on Substack. The Times of India has written about it. There are a number of different news outlets who believe. The Daily Mail has written about it. X users claim Elon Musk has created a burner account. Adrian Dittman is Adrian Dittman to shower himself with praise. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. A little subplot. A little subplot.
It sounds like him. And well, I didn't think, I was like, okay, maybe it's not him. And then the laugh, the Elon laugh.
Yeah. He's trolling. He's a troll. He is the biggest billionaire troll ever in mankind, I think. Like, most billionaires are off yachting somewhere or doing something, and this guy is spending all day on X trolling.
Why would he be in the Twitter spaces, though?
Because he's a narcissist, because he loves the attention. He loves to troll. And I think he feels some sense of power. I think he thinks he's more clever than what he really is, And I think he's getting a kick out of it, but there's also a sadistic part of him that wants to hear people kind of drag him and think that he's like besting them, when the reality is that guy was handing him his ass. Like, he was saying, you're going to jail, you're a criminal, you're this, you're that. I haven't heard him win an argument yet. So I don't know why he's giving himself so much credit. You know, he needs to go to Nene Leaks or Ken Get More and get some shade lessons because he's not getting it.
I said what I said and I'm not changing it lesson. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Ooh, the ghetto. That's what it sounds like over there. So, but listen, let's go to the comments because let's see. Janelle Andrea in the comments says that's definitely him. Wait, that was Elon Musk, says Dale Shand. Ron Foster says it is Elon's speech cadence. Yes, that sounds like him, says Donna W. Do you guys think it's him? Does it sound like him to you guys in the chat? Let me know what you think. Andy, can we play it again? I want to hear that again. And listen, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not, but listen for the laugh. Let's hear it.
By the way, we know that there's several federal grand juries going on against Elon as we speak on the self-driving car fraud that he did, which killed people on our freeways. So yeah, we can have a conversation about Elon.
So 100%, man. I think I understand what your position is. You just hate Elon, and you're just looking for an outlet to push that.
I can't wait for him to go to jail. I don't.
He's not a criminal. You're a fucking idiot.
I want him to stop.
You sound like the Discord. You sound like the discount rip-off Wish.com version of Keith Olbermann who wants to fucking arrest everyone just because they don't agree with him politically.
No, I don't think so. I've actually.
You're like more pathetic than he is because he actually has a job.
I've seen the files on Elon, as have a lot of people who are in here who've done intelligence work. We know that he's very close to the
intelligence work. You're sounding very smooth-brained for that kind of level of work. Just saying, man.
We know it. It's not a secret. And by the way, increasingly we're doing analysis on people using voice modulation technology on X. So we know who.
You know how retarded you're going to sound when, like, one day who I am is going to come to the surface and you realize how wrong you are about all this?
We already know who you are. Just to be very clear about
this. Who am I?
By the way, Elon Musk. Who am I? And we know it full well because we've had your.
This guy is so fucking stupid. You know, for a second there, you had me like worried or something. No, man, I just realized that you're like right back in the trenches. You're like so deep in the trenches. You make the crypto trenches look.
All right, we got Clint Russell in here.
Okay, all right. Not the R word, too.
Oh, he is. And look,
that rhymes with rewarded.
Yeah, he liked that word. Elon likes that word. Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, it's him. We should say Adrian Dittman likes that word.
No, but I mean, like Elon responded to a tweet that was calling MAGA people the R word. And he was like, that about sums it up. So that's to me like a cosign on using that word. He wasn't like, oh, we don't use that kind of language over here. Like, he was just like, yeah, that's about right. So, but yeah, as far as the voice, I mean, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, I would think it's a duck, but you know, maybe it's a flamingo. I don't know.
Laura Loomer is waiting back in, talking about Musk, and she's calling him a stage 5 clinger. She says Musk is a stage 5 clinger in a tweet that if we can put it up. The elephant in the room is that Elon Musk, who is not MAGA and never has been, is a total effing drag on the Trump transition. And she said, Admiral Donald Trump. He is a stage 5 clinger who overstayed his welcome at Mar-a-Lago in an effort to become Trump's side piece and be the point man for all his accomplices in big tech to slither into Mar-a-Lago. Why is Laura Loomer going so hard here?
Well, because Laura Loomer is persona non grata now, right? I mean, she used to be on the private jets and all that kind of stuff. Has anybody seen her recently? She's been replaced. He don't need a whole bunch of side pieces, Laura. So you got the boot. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, Trump loves him some Elon. I mean, he was sitting up there putting out. Did you see the tweet where he was like, "Oh, why aren't you here? You know, we're partying." He likes Elon. He likes wealthy people. He likes people that have power. And so I don't know that Elon is going anywhere anytime soon. I do think that to a large degree, he's going to be very disruptive to any kind of competency in the Republican governance. I mean, look how he blew up the continuing resolution. I don't think that he's a net plus for Donald Trump, but Donald Trump likes him. He's rich and he's powerful, so he's here to stay. And Laura is looking like a scorned, you know, ex on Twitter.
But this is causing a fracture. Like, does it matter anymore if the MAGA folks are split? Because I don't know if Trump is probably going to try to run again, but he doesn't need their votes anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So does a fracture in MAGA even matter at this point?
Well, first of all, Donald Trump ran for one reason and one reason only: to stay out of jail. Yeah. Mission accomplished. Like, he doesn't give a crap about anything that happens after this point. He doesn't care about anything. If it can keep him rich, get his tax cuts, and keep him out of jail, then he's all good. But there's always been fractures in the Republican Party. They have always been dysfunctional. Remember when Donald Trump was in office last time, the government was shut down for 30 days. So they've never been on one accord. The only thing Republicans are united on is on tax cuts for the wealthy. That's the only thing that they're going to get done 10 out of 10 times. Other than that, it's a toss-up as to whether they get their agenda or not. I do think they're serious on this mass deportation stuff as well. He got some really cray people up in there. But I don't think that Donald Trump really cares about accomplishing anything, because he's already accomplished the number one thing that he was concerned about.
Yeah. Charlie Kirk is, what is it? Turning Points? What is this thing?
I think is it Turning Point USA? Is that
Turning
him?
Point USA or something? Who is a big MAGA person, is also weighing in, saying Americans don't want H-1Bs. Here it is.
This is a violation of our social contract. And it sounds good. Let's just let more H-1B workers in. But what about the 23-year-old that went to University of Washington and studied computer science at the UW Computer Science Department? Shouldn't he be given preference above someone who could do the work for far less? It is about priorities. And it's not about what Charlie Kirk wants. It's not about what other people want out there. And I have friends on both sides of this debate. It's very simple. It's what the American people wanted. And the American people overwhelmingly voted for less immigration and the prioritization of the American children and the American worker, not the American oligarch.
Wait, is he talking about affirmative action for white people?
It sounds like it. Preference, priority,
DEI.
DEI.
This is diversity, equity, and inclusion for white folks. Come on.
Come on. I told you, Don, they did not vote to compete. They voted to get a handout. That's what they voted for.
Reecie, this is Reese's original TikTok on this, which is one reason she's on the show. Watch this.
Hey, MAGA, aka Make America White Again. I see some trouble brewing over there with y'all new President Elon Musk, South African billionaire, and his sidekick, Vivek Ramaswamy. They're all over the internet now calling for H-1B visas. It don't look like they're trying to make jobs white again. They was all on this anti-DEI shit when it came to the blacks. And they had y'all all spun up around that. But now, when the rubber beats the road, and it's time to take away some of these white jobs from these foreign-born people, they start skirt, plot twist. Vivek ran on any H-1B visas, but now he done flip-flop. Now that he got a little bit of power, he done flip-flop. And he is talking about how Americans, he's talking about you white people, by the way. He ain't talking about us, because when they say Americans, they don't talk about black people. You Americans have a culture that's lazy, and that's why you can't compete. Now, I know good and goddamn well that y'all did not vote for Donald Trump to have to compete. Where they do that at? Y'all voted for Trump because you wanted these jobs to be white jobs and only white jobs. You didn't want to have to be the best and the brightest. You wanted it handed to you. But they saying, oh no, bitch, you're going to have to compete for these white jobs. And what's even worse is they said you're not worthy. Woo, child. Y'all gonna make that fly?
Reecie, they're asking, the folks on TikTok are asking for your @ and it's @ Reecie Colbert, right?
Yes, Reecie Colbert.
ReecieColbert. That's where you get Reecie, right? For those of you who are smashing the likes on TikTok. So, Reecie, what is going to happen with this? This is, let's see, our folks over on the MSNBC, who I love me some Simone Sanders.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
And Michael Steele. We're having some fun with this past weekend. Watch.
The land of the free, home of the brave, all that good stuff that Elon Musk was tweeting about. However, please don't come for Americans. And I would like, let's be very clear, I would like white Americans to stand up. This is your calling card, honey. Where's your banner? Because they coming for you. They said y'all white and lazy. That's crazy.
Well,
that's crazy.
what I
and
find
if
is
I said
interesting.
It, y'all would be coming for me.
Well,
I would never say that because that's insane.
That's the point. What you have happening here is the very thing that white folks have said about black people.
I'm sorry. I just want to know, Vivek was born in the U.S.
For generations.
Pause.
Vivek is now saying about white.
Here's the thing. Simone is right.
Yeah.
If a black person, if I said that, if you said that, if she said that, they would say, oh, you're a racist race baiter, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're not saying that. And Michael Steele is, let's hear what Michael has to say.
Vivek is now saying about white people, and they don't like it for some reason. Oh, y'all not lazy. Y'all not slow. Y'all not stupid. Well, that's what we've been saying for 400 years. And yet, here we are. You still want to not read our history or go through our CRTs and all this
is
stuff.
why the great Reverend Jesse Jackson talked about the Rainbow Coalition, honey, and people were uniting across working class, okay? And black people and white folks and Latino folks coming together because the rich people, they're not here for you. And this is how they letting you know, okay? They just let you know. So you want to come on over to Rainbow Coalition, you come join us, right?
The woman in the middle is like, I'm sitting this one out.
Yeah, my name is Bennett. I'm not in it. Okay, y'all not about to have me talk about white folks and lose my job on MSNBC. I don't think so.
Well, there's a meme going up, and I think it's, many people think this is true. It's a Ramaswamy meme about white bigotry versus black bigotry. It says black Americans are lazy, have bad culture, and need to work harder like Asians. And then Maga's like, yeah. And then white Americans are lazy, have bad culture, and need to work harder like Asians. And then MAGA gets all pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Do you think this meme is accurate?
100%. I mean, the only reason why Vivek made it on that debate stage is because he was super anti-black. Because he was the model minority who was talking down on the blacks and all the other minorities, which aren't really minorities, a stupid word, but people of color. And so that was his calling card. They loved every bit of it. But now that the shoe was on the other foot and he talking about the white folks, now all of a sudden the same things that he was saying on how exceptional people of his background are, now it doesn't quite hit the same. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it is just so delicious that MAGA is getting they're getting their N-word wake-up call. Because anybody can get an N-word wake-up call. You don't have to be black. It's just you're getting the treatment that black people have been subject to for centuries now. So they're getting it. But then also, I'm calling them the MAGA-grants, the folks that align themselves with MAGA, even though they are themselves immigrants or they have an immigrant background. They cloak themselves under MAGA because of this perceived exceptionalism and distance that they have from the blacks and from the other less desirable minorities. And now they're getting their N-word wake-up call because now they're seeing that they're not like us. Like they don't see you as one of them. They still see you as a lesser part of the coalition. Like you can be on the bus, but you're gonna have to be in the back of the bus. And now their feelings are hurt. And so I'm getting a little bit of a kick out of that too, because they were perfectly okay with everything directed our way. But now that they're feeling some of that heat, now all of a sudden we have to do something about the racism in the Republican Party. Ain't that something?
Why is it that people look, and these are two examples of very high profile Indian Americans, right? Like people like Vivek and Haley. Why do they deny systemic racism? She can't even answer what the Civil War was about. That was about slavery. Why aren't they sending black people flowers every day and saying, thank you very much for the opportunities that we have in America because of your hard-fought civil rights fights and victories from it? Why don't they understand that? And why aren't they saying, thank you, black people? We should be modeling ourselves after what you did, what you accomplished, rather than talking shit about us?
Well, because it's more profitable to be a grifter, to be a brown face saying anti-Black things. It's more expedient for them to align themselves with white supremacists, with white nationalism. I mean, look at how far Nikki Haley has gotten. And she's still on the, yeah, we don't want them immigrants over here to like, girl, what? Because she's trying to run for president again. So she's still staying on coast. She's like, I don't have the power I need yet. I'm not a billionaire, so I'm going to stick with this MAGA stuff. But with Vivek, look at him. Nobody would be talking about this nerd if it weren't for the fact that he was a Republican. If he was a Democrat who, just had a bunch of money and decided, oh, I want to run for president, he would have made it as far as Andrew Yang made it. Like, he wouldn't have been much of a conversation. So there is certainly a profit motive. There's a fame motive, and there's a power motive in aligning themselves with the white nationalist arm of the country. But there are still limits to that because you are not white.
Well, Dale Shand is weighing in saying, seeing Vivek getting his white card denied is my late Christmas gift. I always say with the MAGA folks and the people who do that, it's the shortest line to the front.
Oh,
because if you were just sort of a run-of-the-mill, sort of Republican, right, or a run-of-the-mill even Democrat, because the MAGA folks call Haley a Democrat. And the Democrats are the only ones coming for her. Republicans are not. The MAGA folks, the Republican Party is not buying what she's selling. I think Democrats are buying the, kumbaya stuff and not realizing that she'll say anything to be president, right? To gain political power. But is this what the gentleman says in the thing, that they're getting their white card denied? But they don't seem to care, because that happens to the Black MAGAs too.
Oh yeah, they don't care. I mean, Vivek, he's getting a little bit of revenge. Ann Coulter sat up there and told him, I like you, but you Indian, that's not gonna work for me. They were profiles of MAGA voters in Iowa that was like, you're Indian, so that's disqualifying. So he's been getting that wake up call repeatedly, and so maybe this is a little bit of his little get back. He's getting his lick back a little bit, But I will say, if he's picking a hill to die on, it's smart to pick H-1B visas, considering his wealth and his agenda. And now he's got the opportunity to get that little, oh, by the way, y'all white people lazy too. You can't compete. So maybe he doesn't want their acceptance. Maybe this is all just a bit of a con for him to gain some sort of notoriety. And he's now saying, like, well, I don't really need y'all's acceptance because I don't really fool with y'all either. But I will take this role at Doge and get my little tax cuts and my regulations deregulated.
Thank you for all who's supporting independent media. Thank you, Dale Shand, for your support of independent media. And now CD writes, and it says, Nikki Haley's story even more sadistic because her professor dad couldn't get a job till an HBCU hired him. I was going to mention that. Thank you for this, CD. Hired him, and her mom was a seamstress. Only women who bought her dresses were Black. This is all true and has been reported, but I don't think reported enough, especially about their dad working for the HBCU. So Vivek got rich on a pump and dump scheme, says Sunnyside. But CD brings up a very good point about Haley. And also, folks are bringing up a very good point about Vivek.
But yeah, and can I just add to, even with Haley and all these Republicans, Charlie Kirk talking about America first, they're still talking about white America first, because these are the same, they're coming from the same wing of people that don't even want a Black woman, the Fearless Fund, to be able to give other Black women $25,000 grants, where Black women make up less than 1% of venture capital funding. These are the same people that come from the Ed Blooms, who are suing anytime anything is put in place for a Black person, a Latino person, or anybody to get ahead. And so when they're talking about, we want more opportunities for Americans while trying to go after DEI, go after American-born people, and the ability to have more Black doctors, to have more Black engineers. Remember the whole, Black pilots are going to crash the planes. Remember that whole era that Elon Musk and Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were on? They don't want
Oh, you
Black
think I don't
Americans.
remember that?
Oh, yeah, I know you. I know you would more than anybody. But you know, so I'm like, let's put all the cards on the table. This is not about Americans first. This is about white Americans first. This is about white advancement without having to compete. It's about white prioritization. It's about white being the default. That's what 100% of this is about. And unfortunately, I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Some Black people fell for this anti-immigrant rhetoric because they did feel like, oh, we're being left behind. They're getting the Black jobs. But the reality is, let's not mistake any of this advocacy and any of this MAGA civil war about America first as being anything that is intended to help Black people benefit. Because if you're concerned about a shortage of American talent or people, then you wouldn't be coming after all of the ways that we're trying to get more Black people involved in STEM and these other industries.
Yeah. 32 Antoine, thank you so much for the 32 Antoine gifted to 10 Don Lemon memberships. Can you believe that? I know, right? And then wait, there was someone else in here who I wanted to bring. I can't remember. It was someone, another person who supported independent media. Let me see if I can go back and find out what she said. I can go back on the. There we go. Oh, yes, Vanessa Escobar. Thank you for your support of independent media. Trump administration wants good whites who have deep pockets. Reecie.
It's all about the dollar bill, y'all. That's it. For the love of money. Didn't he have? Remember he had them sing the OJs. They were singing at the Apprentice finales for the love of money.
Yes.
He's been very clear. But it's for the love of his money. He ain't doing nothing to bring down the price of eggs and the price of bacon. Last I checked, he
said he couldn't. He admitted that he couldn't, but he told them during his campaign that he would. But he said you can't just do it. Things like that. So does it matter that he lies to his constituents?
No, it doesn't matter. Of course, it doesn't matter. They believe it, and to the extent that they know that he's lying, they're like, well, you know, he's just saying what he needs to say.
Reecie, what are we in for? Because I tell people, you know, it used to be, and even my own family would sit around with the TV, with the cable news on all day, right? Watching every single development, every single alert. Oh my God, he tweeted this. And now people are like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
And so someone in the comments says, Forrest Harrison says, Black people need to just sit back and enjoy the whole MAGA comedy show and mind their own business.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, I mean, I'm in a different headspace than I was in 2017 when I was out there marching with the white women, the 45% that voted for Hillary. And I was out there with the Muslim ban and all the other atrocious things. And now I'm kind of like, well, you guys signed up for this. Now, mind you, it wasn't the majority. It was 49.9%, but it doesn't matter. He won and he got a trifecta. And so my mindset is, I mean, I'm going to comment on it, but you do not have a foot soldier in me on anything. I'm just going to take care of business. And I feel like a lot of people have that fatigue and that, like, this is what you chose, then this is your bed. You got to lay in it now. And I don't think that that's an unfair thing. Unfortunately, that helps Donald Trump and the Republicans. But on the other hand, we've seen time and time again that they are incapable of governing. They're great at obstructing, but they cannot govern to save their lives. The only thing I can hope is that with these tax cuts come in, maybe I get a little piece of it. Because last time my taxes went up.
Well, last time mine went down. I'm just saying. And so
I need to get in your tax bracket. I need to get on your level because mine went up. Okay.
That's why I sit back and say, you know what? You guys have at it because there's only so much that you can control. And so, right, if you can't control it, then sit back. And as I said, I believe the first merch that I'm going to sell is going to be some lemon popcorn bags. So just get your popcorn, and you don't have to. I said you can be informed without being inundated. That's my new motto. Yes. And so you can join shows like Reecie Colbert's on Sirius, or Reecie Colbert on Sirius. So you can go to her social media, or you can join the Don Lemon Show every now and then, and tune in. But you don't have to be, you don't have to lose your mind over this shit, because there's going to be something every day. They haven't even been sworn in. They haven't even taken the White House and look at what's happening.
It's crazy. Like, we're in the prequel and it's already like a hot mess. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. And I think we have to find joy where we can. We have to find small victories. This is a small victory to me, because it's like, look at y'all just going at it. Like, y'all just ripping each other's heads off for our entertainment. And they're so triggered. And then they're like, wait, people are watching, and they're manufacturing this, and we're looking back like, yeah, we're watching, and we got our lemon popcorn. And that's the best that we can do. But like you said, inform without inundated. I know you're going to keep it real, Don. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it fun where it's fun. When we need to get serious and we need to be like, okay,
Right. Yeah.
go take some money out the bank, go fill up your gas tanks, then we'll do that too. But for now, I'm just kicking back.
I'm not out here marching in these streets. And I love what Amanda Belcher said in the comments. I'm not black, but I'll be minding my own business. So Amanda, with you. Amanda, you can mind your own black business even if you're not black. You just
That's right.
So we love it, Amanda. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh no, not deleted. I didn't mean to delete your message. I meant to unpin your message. Amanda, put that message back in there. I deleted your message by accident. Sorry, Amanda Belcher. But I pinned it at the top, so maybe I should just leave it. I don't know. I don't know how to do these things. Anyways, I've been having a time over this holidays, enjoying myself, and also, having a little bit of fun. I've been doing the prequel to the New Year's Eve. How are you going to celebrate New Year's Eve, Reecie?
I'm going to be partying, honey. I'm going to be drinking some champagne, toasting the night away, having a great time.
All right. We may do a little show. I'm still thinking about it. But anyways, Reecie, anything else you want to say? Oh, Reecie, can we just pay homage to the former president who was 100 years old? Who passed away. There's a funny thing that I just saw. I don't know if it's appropriate to show it, but saying there's a what do you call it? A content creator who said that Jimmy Carter is the first president in 60 years to go to heaven, to go to the gates of heaven.
Jimmy Carter, that was a good man, Savannah. That was a good man.
He was a really good man. Let me see I'll see if my team thinks it's appropriate. I'll send it to you guys. If you think it's appropriate, you can put it up. But they're basically saying that he's the first president in 60 years. So watch it and you guys tell me. If you don't think it's appropriate, then we don't have to put it up. But anyways, can we talk about Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, let's do it.
He was the peanut farmer. This was the first, I believe, full presidency that I can remember. I'm older than you, so I remember Watergate. I remember he came in after Watergate. People were sick of, what happened to Nixon, and then Ford took over for Nixon, and then Jimmy Carter came in and won a decisive win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had economic headwinds from Republicans who always screw up the economy. And could never really gain it back, because this is the era of gas. Do you remember gas lines? You're not old enough. Yeah. And his childhood sweetheart, they were married for, I forget how many decades that they were married. Rosalind Carter, who died just a short time ago. But this is a good man. I wish we had this kind of decency back in the White House now.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a contrast to a time where we had decent leadership to juxtapose President Carter versus this degenerate that's coming into the office. It's like, damn, America, like, why do we have to get this so wrong? He was a one-term president, even though he was a president about peace, and he ushered in so many extraordinary reforms that made life better for the decades to follow. And that wasn't good enough, unfortunately. And so it makes you wonder, how good are we as a country when we consistently pick the Trumps over the likes of the Carters? So his loss will be profoundly felt. I'm glad that he got a chance to cast his ballot in November. And I just hope that he rests peacefully, because he definitely made this entire world a better place.
Okay, let's play it. It's JFK was the last one. That
That's
was
it. This whole kind of thing. I'm like, dang, who kicked the bucket recently? Like, geez. Yeah. Well, he will be reunited with his sweet Rosalind Carter, former first lady. So that's a beautiful thing when you think about that. But he held on. He held on good.
He was, like you said, he was for peace. He ushered in a lot of initiatives that were good for the country and good for the world. He governed amid the Cold War pressures, turbulent oil markets, social upheaval over racism, women's rights, America's global role. He did the Mideast peace talks with Menachem Begin. I remember that. Anwar Sadat. So he was good. He was a warrior for peace and justice and a warrior for human rights. And let's not forget Habitat for Humanity, which has done such good for people, giving them homes, folks who otherwise would be unhoused or not have decent housing. Jimmy Carter did that. So and won the Nobel Peace Prize. So he was a humanitarian.
Yeah.
So we say rest in power.
Yes. Rest well.
Reecie, you're the best.
Thank you, Don. You are.
Any final last words?
Just follow me on Reecie Colbert. And I have a game. It's almost sold out, but I'm going to have a second edition coming out in 2025 called Am I Trippin'? And it's a lot of fun. We'll have to play it one day, Don. How
do I get it? It's not out yet. Can I get the beta version?
I'll set aside one copy for you, and then I have a second edition coming out because it's almost sold out. So yeah, it's my amitrippinggame.com is my website.
Oh, I'll buy it. I thought you said it was a new game. But
it's already out, but I have because this edition is selling out. I have like 19 copies left, and then I'm working on the second edition, which will come out in 2025. So, and then I have another game called Sounds About Right Game. It's a trivia game. We got to have multiple hustles done so I can get on your tax bracket.
Income, right? I mean, look, you can sell. They can sell Trump steaks and Trump water and Trump pins and Trump whatever. Then you can sell Reecie Am I Trippin' games, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right, y'all. Look, make sure you hit the thumbs up before you get out of here because it affects the algorithm. The more people get to see us, the more you hit that thumbs up and you like and subscribe. And if you're on TikTok, also hit the hearts as well. And we love the galaxies. Reecie, we'll be watching you. I love your content. Stay black, stay woke.
You can bet on that.
Thank you for coming. Happy New Year to you, okay?
The best of the
new year to you. Okay. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. What say you about all this? Let me see what some of the folks on TikTok have to say here because you guys are weighing in. Grace123 says, journalism is the fourth legacy of democracy, sheds light on darkness. I agree with that. Thanks, Reecie. Have a happy and safe New Year, says greetings 753. Joan Amelia hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Make sure you hit. It was very entertaining. Says Maureen Smith 001. Dee Love joined. H Ham joined us as well. Let's see. I'm loving the MAGA Civil War, says Tanya on TikTok. Let's see who else is over here on the TikTok. Let's see. America is represented by the Constitution. The military defends the Constitution, not a president, says Grace123. Rest in peace, Mr. Carter, says Victoria. So, yes, Jimmy did all of that, says Wynn. Habitat for Humanity, greetings 753. So thank you guys for weighing in. I appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, follow our content. We love you. He started FEMA, says Troy. So anyway, and rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. We are thrilled to have you as one of our watchers. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. And that way you can be notified about all of our new content. There's plenty of it for you. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop more videos at 2 p.m. Eastern and at 5 p.m. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon Nation, of the Lemon community. Members receive access to special community posts, exclusive content, and live shows. So just head right over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching.